Yo, everybody, welcome to the virtual man cave. Yo, you know it's a wonderful night, and you know what we do on a Monday? It's Dee Rigga presents Moments with Unc. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the OG, man. What's good, family, man? How you feeling?
We here this week. We here. It's the first of the
Wake up, wake up, wake up,
month. So catch them checks and get up.
wake up, pay your rent and go on. Pay your bills and go on. That's what it is. It's
Word, hell yeah, shit.
National Bill Day, but it's a holiday though, man. It's a wonderful Labor Day,
Boy,
yo.
yes, sir. And glad we was here and glad we had it.
Word.
Now
Shout
we
out to
here.
everybody in the workforce labor system that contributes to this wonderful country that we call America. And I'm not talking about the
No, no,
politicians.
no, 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 no.
No. I'm
We're
not
we're
talking about the
called we're
politicians.
called the United States of America.
I'm sorry.
Not America.
Sorry.
United
I'm
States of
I'm I'm,
America.
I'm black, yo. You know what I'm saying, America.
United States of America. Stop saying
Everybody
America.
who contributes to the labor force of the United States of America. Okay. And I'm not talking about the politicians and everybody else who be trying to scam us and run and ruin this country. I'm talking about the wonderful average Joes who get up every day, who spend their hard-earned dollars in these stores that make the country go round and round. Shout out to each and every one of y'all doing what y'all do, man. Today is our day, yo. So yeah, Dee Rigga, man, how you feeling today, man? What's good with you?
Hey, listen, ladies and gentlemen, I'm finna cut Jay off here at the moment because. Oh, wait, Jay. You want to give him the disclaimer?
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Matter of fact, before we do your rant, I'm gonna give you a minute to do your
That's
rant.
okay. Yeah, go ahead again. Yeah,
We're going,
let's do the
yeah, we're gonna do one
promos
topic.
and
We're gonna do one
yeah.
topic. We're gonna do one
First
question.
first do the promos
All right. So
and the
everybody,
disclaimers, and then we'll do the topic.
yeah, I'm gonna do the
Okay.
disclaimer 2 times, yo, because it's gonna be real. So, ladies and gentlemen, on the Virtual Man Cave Entertainment Channel podcast station, you know what I'm saying? This is what we're gonna call it. We have a plethora of wonderful shows over here for you guys to tap in and tune into. As you can see tonight at about 10 o'clock, but usually going forward to be about 9:30 or so, we have D Rigger Presents Moments with Unc. Now, on Wednesdays, we have the hump day. That is our workout wellness day. We have the health and wellness podcast with Arthur Sobers III, aka the Panamanian Professor, aka Luke Cage. He's gonna give you some workouts, you know what I'm saying, that you can do at home to get right, get fit, and stay active, especially for the men over the age of 40. Then on Thursdays, sometimes Fridays at about 9:30, same time for all the shows, we have MLB the weekly rundown with the MLB weekly rundown with Nate the Great. You know what I'm saying? You get your daily weekly dose of all the things that's going on in baseball, the highlights, news, entertainment, and everything involved with baseball. Not only the MLB, he also does Little League and he also talks about women's softball and wrestling as well. Then on Saturdays at about 10:30, 11 o'clock ish, we have the whole crew, the Virtual Man Cave podcast, which consists of me, Model Citizen J from around the way, D Rigger, aka Unc, Leo, aka the superhero. We got Troy the chef, MLB Nate the Great. We have the Panamanian Professor Arthur Sobers, and we also have Corey, the mayor from Newburgh, yo. So check us out, man. And so you can stay up to date and always know what's going on. Please slide on over to the YouTube channel, hit the notification bell, the like button, hit the comment, you know what I'm saying? Tell a friend, and don't forget to share that wonderful information with somebody that you love and you care and you want them to have jokes because it's nothing but comedy around here. Now that I got that out the way, we also got to put out the disclaimer. The words, views, and opinions expressed by anybody on this platform are only those of the speaker and do not represent the Virtual Man Cave Entertainment in any way, shape, form, or fashion, or anybody else but the speaker. So they just speaking for themselves, okay? All right, I got the bills out the way. One last thing, yo. Always got to remember, if you enjoy and you like what you see on this platform and program, we definitely have a cash app that enables us to do more things, but be able to provide more things for you guys. So please, you see it scrolling at the bottom, cash app, dollar sign, virtual man cave. We need those donations,
Listen,
donations,
donations,
donations.
donations.
hook some brothers up so we can hook you up, yo. All right, I got the bills out the way, yo.
You ready?
We ready, yo.
You sure you want
So
to ask your question first, or am I just getting ready
nah,
to just?
I'm not. I'm gonna let you vent because I
All
got my
right.
food here on the side. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
you go ahead and eat for a few minutes, cause okay,
So
you might even want to go with a hope. There it
um,
is. No, that save that one. You gonna save that one.
we're gonna say this one.
Yeah, that's later. Let me go get this out the way real quick, cause I gotta say something. Look, man, they ain't let me vent on Saturday, so I'm feeling a rant right now about my favorite football team, the Dallas Cowboys, and that owner of ours, Jerry Jones. Ladies and gentlemen, I know y'all understand that what that man did was blasphemous. What that man did was just terrible, terrible. I got a few of y'all out there who are going to sit around and say, well, Jerry is a businessman and Jerry knows what he's doing because Michael was all this and all that and he wasn't falling off. And I'm here to tell y'all right now, shut up and stop fooling your goddamn selves. That is not the reason. The reason why was Jerry Jones was too busy trying to allow himself to stay in the spotlight. The Dallas Cowboys are not famous because of only Jerry Jones. But Jerry doesn't believe that. Jerry believes that this is how this entity has become the biggest thing in football. Can't, matter of fact, it's the biggest thing in the world. And if y'all know what I'm talking about, the Dallas Cowboy organization is worth 12, no, is it $14.8 billion dollars in itself? The Dallas Cowboy organization. Yet these some bitches ain't won a Super Bowl in 30 years. Now, y'all will get mad if you want to, but if you look up here in the corner, I don't know if you see him real good. That's Cowboy Bob. God damn it. Let me pull him down. I'm gonna bring him out for you. Full on Cowboys up in here. I'm telling y'all right now. Y'all want to blame Dak Prescott. Y'all want to blame the players. Players win the championships. But I'm telling y'all something. There is no way that a team can win anything if the managerial, coaching, and organizational standards are below standards. And the Dallas Cowboys has the worst, the worst organizational system going on in all of football. And a lot of people want to argue or say, nah, you don't know. Listen here, you can't blame Dak Prescott. You want to know why you can't blame Dak Prescott? Because we had Tony Romo before we had Dak Prescott. And for 9 years, Tony Romo may have been one of the tightest quarterbacks in the NFL, playing on a really good team at some point, yet they never won a championship. Dak Prescott has won 20 games more than Tony Romo in this same time frame. Better quarterback. We've had better things around him as far as weapons and receivers, and we still can't win. And we like to say that as players who are not stepping up. But let's be real about this, y'all. They don't they don't get us ready. Them players weren't ready. Now, every time you've seen the Cowboys lose, why do they always look so inept? That is coaching when it comes to these games. That's not just the players. They're told to do these things. The players are trying to do them, and at times when they're told not to get through certain things, it's because it's not a natural progression for them to be doing the things they're doing. They know that as players, and I'm sure that them coaches know it. So I don't think it's a I don't just blame the players. I blame the coaching and I blame the managerial part of this too. Our general manager is, oh shit, it's Jerry Jones. He's not a football acumen kind of guy. He had the best thing that football ever had in Jimmy Johnson. And I need people to recognize it. If y'all don't recognize, he was the last person that actually won the Super Bowl for us. Now, a lot of people will say, no, Derek, you're wrong. That was Barry Switzer. Ask me what Barry Switzer did while he was there as a coach for the Dallas Cowboys. Just run the remnants of the Jimmy Johnson team that won a year prior to that. That's all it was. Okay? So let's be real about this stuff, this shit. I had to say that right there like that. So it hurts to see somebody like Micah Parsons get traded the way he got traded. That could have been a sign that could have happened a long time ago in the off season. A lot of people say he was being greedy. But my question to y'all is this. When you're the second best defensive player in the NFL and the best defensive player in the NFL gets close to $48 million a year, why aren't you going to give the second best defensive player in the league that kind of money? Because he still has quote unquote time on his contract. Only thing he's looking for is an extension so that he doesn't have to go nowhere, so he can set his legacy where he wants to. Now, this guy is up there in Green Bay. I had a lot of people here tell me, damn, Derek, but they're paying him 47 million damn dollars a year. Is that a lot for Micah Parsons? Let me tell y'all something. Y'all worried about that damn contract. There's no way that anybody in the NFL should be worried about how much money a player should be making. They make close to $2 trillion a year in revenue. Why are they worried?
Wait, even besides that, it's only a couple of million more than what Dallas was giving them. So that's the
Hear
crazy
me
part.
out, right? And then they say, well, that's
Dallas could
still
have gave them that.
47. And they're saying it's still 47 million. It's a lot. I explain this to everybody. Y'all don't
But,
understand. That
you
47
know,
that they finna give
the
him this
crazy.
year, do you know that this dude just marketed them Green Bay jerseys with the number one Parsons on the back, and they quickly made $150 million? Come on, man. That's just in marketing and selling merchandise alone. Watch the damn jersey. It ain't even gonna be enough on the shelves. There wasn't enough shelves. There wasn't enough 11s in Dallas. There wasn't enough 11s in Dallas. Okay? When they get to this green, you know how many cheeseheads are gonna be buying them in dark green and light yellow and all that other crazy shit. Boy, you know how they spend, and they own the team.
Oh yeah.
He just
You
made
know,
$115 million on jerseys alone. He made up for that 47 million for them. They're like, here we go. And now, and which is still stupid because Jerry just gave the best player in the NFC as far as defense is concerned to a rival. Oh, not just any rival, ladies and gentlemen. He gave him to the rival who just came to our house a year ago and put boots up our ass at Dallas at the goddamn stadium. And you just gave them our best the best defensive player in the NFC. Yo, bro, what kind of expectations do you have of your team when you do dumb shit like that? That's why my problem is not the players. Yo, bro, here's my thing. The Dallas Cowboys could still have a smashing season. They're gonna be like, how you gonna do that? Here's how. Dak Prescott is gonna have to use George Pickens and CD Lamb to death. He's going to have to be an offensive weapon. I'm not saying this is possible, but if Dak can score 6 touchdowns a game, we'll be okay because we're going to need them. And the only reason why I give us a chance is because we have Brandon Aubrey. Brandon Aubrey should have been the NFL MVP last year, because that fucker can kick a football from anywhere on the field. And if we get into any of these we're gonna end up getting into some damn slingshot battles. And if we gotta get it, and we can get down to the last play of the game and have the ball, we still got a shot if we're within 2 or 3 points because we got Brandon Aubrey. So only problem is Dak is gonna have to score 6 touchdowns a game offensively, no doubt. And then I say the Cowboys got a chance. If we don't score, we're never gonna win. In the story, because we got to make. And I say that to challenge the Dallas Cowboys defensive line, because y'all gonna have to make up for a lot of shit that we just gave away. All right. And if y'all could come in there and y'all could take care of business, our secondary will have your back. But that's a yo, bruh. That's a gunslinger's chance in hell. And if we gotta die by if we gotta die by the bullet by slinging, then that's what we gotta do. But y'all gonna have to make it tight and keep it tight. So that's the only thing I see with the Dallas Cowboys this year. Am I cheering for them? I'll always cheer for them. But I ain't gonna be getting too. Don't be trying to come over here and match fucking levels with me. I'm not. Y'all are not gonna get it. Y'all are not. Y'all are gonna get something real cerebral when we talk about this mess. So.
You,
I'm done, Jay. Thank you
you all right,
very much
OG?
for my rant. I'm good now.
You
Thank you
good.
very much. I thank you very much, cause
I mean, this is what the show is for. This is what the man cave is for. This
yeah,
is what the
and it's
platform
my
is.
show, so I figure I should
You
be able
know,
to get at least one rant in there. You
or
know
you
what
can
I'm
get all the
saying?
you can get all the rants you want,
I'm
OG.
good. I'm good. All
So let
right,
me ask
let's
you
go.
this. So the first question I have, right? I mean, you kind of answered it, but it was kind of in a sports way. But in general, do you express your emotions or do you suppress them?
Now my emotions are kind of wildly suppressed. In sports, I allow them to get out because I am out there. Usually, I'm running around. I'm a sports person myself, so I
Right.
can get them out there. But I've had to turn it down. I wish, I wish there was a lot of my friends that I was in the war with that used to play ball with me, and they could vouch. Bro, just like now, I am the mouth, bro. I
You
really
was a
am.
live wire.
I'm the hype man, yo. I'm the
Okay.
hype man. But
So
I get into it, but I also understand it now.
right.
Um, there's passion for the game. There's passion to be put out there, and everybody should have it because it makes you take your game to another level. You should have passion because it does take you to another level. It allows you to control your adrenaline and go do the things that some people don't believe you can do. Sometimes even yourself, but
Yeah.
it'll take you over the top. So you need that passion, but you can't let that passion overrun. You can't let it overflow, bruh. At some point, you got to be able to reel it all in, and you need to gather it so that you can see the game for the bigger thing that it is. It's not just about how good you feel, but it's about playing the game, being fair
So
about doing it, and learning about it. So there's a lot
into this.
to me. It's psychological too. You got to be able to
So
spread yourself wide.
let me ask you this. Now you said that was sports related. How you handle things in sports. Off the sports topic, everyday life, dealing with things. You said that you usually suppress your emotions, right?
Yeah.
So, being the fact that you suppress them, how do you one, why do you suppress them? And two, the fact that you do suppress them, how do you manage the ones that you suppress? Because obviously they're gonna come out and show some way, some form. Which one way that you do express, you express getting them out,
Well, I
and why do you
laugh.
choose?
Yeah, yeah, I laugh,
Okay,
Jay.
and
To
why do you
answer that
choose to
easily,
suppress them?
because it's a form of maturity, it's a form of confidence, and it's a form of communication that you got to realize that some people are not going to understand why you are reacting in a certain way when you talk to them, or respond to them in certain situations or for certain things. Um, there's an expectation of emotions because again, that's dependent upon what the situation is: surprised, startled, happy, sad, mad, frustrated, depressed. All these things, those are natural to everybody coming in. But when you're out and when you're about with others or in situations, it benefits you to be able to control yourself so that whatever's going on within that situation that you're dealing with, you can do it rationally. Most people understand that if they allow their emotions to get within the context of what's going on within a situation, it could change the situation drastically, or it
So
could change the situation to your advantage.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? There could be a good side, there could be so if you try to keep
you,
yourself understanding what you can manage
in
and
layman's
keep things
terms,
in limit. Yeah.
there's a lot of people who are incarcerated right now who made an emotional decision. They let 10 to maybe 15 seconds dictate the next 10 to 20 years of their life. Had they just suppressed their emotions or redirected that energy in another direction, they probably would, they might have had a different outcome, and they might not be doing such as much long time.
I'm
So
agreeing with you, but I don't want to only say incarcerated. It's people in about let's
oh, no,
say
no, I just wanted to use the
situations.
extreme. No, I just
No,
wanted to
and
use the
I
extreme
got you. No, no,
because
no, no,
that's
no.
the most
That's a
extreme.
truth. That's like I said. It's I'm not arguing it. It's a truth. That whole example that you just gave.
And
That's
wait, before you
perfect. That's
answer,
perfect.
I'm not knocking anybody who made that emotional decision
No,
in the heat of the
right.
moment, because
Right.
I don't know what you were dealing with in life before prior to that. I don't know what you were going through in that heat of the moment. So I'm not judging you, but I'm pretty sure that the majority of people who had, if they had the moment to take that time back and do something different, they would. And I'm speaking from that perspective. I'm not speaking upon the decision that you made. Again, I don't know why you did it, what reason you had to do it. I don't know where you were at mentally, emotionally, physically. So you did what you felt was the best at that particular moment. So I'm not here to judge. Um, yeah, I definitely agree with you though, Unc. I do suppress, I also as well suppress feelings, emotions, and whatnot, because again, like you said, making the right decision is always the best thing to do. It's better to see the forest than to see the tree, you know? So if you want to see, you know how they say you got to have the bird's eye view of a particular situation, and then you can have clarity. And
What
sometimes when
happened?
you, well, I can hear you now. You back.
Jay, I gotta cut out
Yeah.
and come back in.
All right. I got you. Um, so yeah, like I was saying, it's always best to have the bird's eye view in the situation so you can have not only understanding but overstanding. And it takes practice. This is not something that you can just do overnight and all of a sudden you just learn this Zen like guru type focus. You have to be tested through the trial of fire, go through some experiences, have some moments. You're not going to win all the time. There will be uncomfortable growth, and the more you do that, the better that you'll be. You know. So hey, I'm glad that you came back. That you got everything worked out.
Apologies, Larry. You know,
It's all right. See, it went out again, but I'm gonna keep on going. And sort of techniques that you can use to help you have a bird's eye view, so you don't make an emotional decision, is one, simply practice your breathing. You know, if you just while somebody's talking to you, you're engaged in the moment, but you pay attention to how you're breathing. Full chest rise, exhale, feel, feel the air going into your lungs. Use all your senses. Ground yourself. One good way not to make an emotional decision or reaction is to stay grounded. And what I mean by stay grounded is by touching on your five senses. What do you look at? Find something, identify something by a particular color. Look for something red, look for something blue. Lock in on it. I see a red mailbox or whatever it may be. What do you smell? Find a particular smell. Isolate one smell, whether it's good or bad, but lock in on that. Touch something. What do you feel? What are you feeling right now? What is the texture? Okay. Is it hard? Is it soft? Or something like that? Um, if you have something to drink, drink some water. Pay attention to how you drink. You know what I'm saying? The way the water feels in your mouth. Pause. The way you swallow. Pause. You know what I'm saying? But do that. You know, have that emotion. You know, have that moment to reconnect with your senses, so that emotion that you're feeling, you know what I'm saying, can dissipate, or you can react and respond differently. One good question. Another thing you can do is ask yourself a question before you respond. Will How will responding greatly affect my life right now? Will it affect it for the better or for the worse? And that goes with anything. It goes with, if saying a particular thing. If you're having a discussion with somebody, and the argument or the debate is heated, ask yourself, will saying this help or hinder the flow of the conversation? Will it bridge the gap, or make a wider increase in difficulty? You know, will this action benefit both parties, or am I doing something just to benefit myself and to get even with a person? So these are things that you can ask yourself, so this way you don't express, your emotions in the wrong way. And also, when we say suppress them, we don't mean suppress them and keep them locked up in a way. You know, tuck it away, and then have yourself an outlet. You know what I'm saying, to release that, whether it's going to the gym, playing video games, fellowship with your family, um, watching sports. Oh, we can't hear you. We can't hear you. Um, so yeah, there's a lot of ways. Like I said, you could you could suppress your emotions and whatnot. And when you suppress them, just make sure you find the right time to have an outlet to release them. Okay. So we can keep on going with this. I'm gonna wait till Unc comes back. But one of the questions that we have for the night is, which Spider-Man is your favorite? Miles Morales, or Peter Parker, or Miles Morales?
Jay, can you hear me now?
You good, my good brother? You live and direct.
Sorry about that, y'all. You get a phone call, it just takes you out of the pocket. Okay.
Uh, you see what we
Yo,
do? I'm able to hold the fort down, and
I'm
carry it
good.
for a
I'm
little
good.
bit.
I'm glad to move fast. We got to do that thing. Okay.
Yeah.
So y'all, so you asked the question today, yo. Okay,
Yes.
there it is, ladies and gentlemen. I'm hoping we got somebody out there that will respond. Jay and I are gonna give you our feels on this, but the reason why I ask is because I have always been a Spider-Man fan. I am my. I don't care who the superhero is. I don't think anybody's better than Spider-Man. But I had to. It came to a head when this new Spider-Man came out with the character Miles Morales,
Okay.
and it felt this made, I think, a lot of people who were of color love what Spider-Man was, because I think a lot of people related to I think Spider-Man is probably one of the more relatable superheroes that we have in the comic book realm. And it's kind of like everybody likes his character and everything. But for them to bring it around and for it to be a young 15-year-old Latin American, Afro Latin American at that, um, he's my favorite character in all the comics, man. I don't They portray him as a nice kid. He's smart. He's talented. He's got everything about him, and I think he's a great role model. I thought it was a great thing for them to go to this, and then to give it to him the way that they did, as far as the Sony movie takes that they got on the two sets for Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse. So I find myself no longer torn. I am a huge Miles Morales fan, and I wish and I hope that this develops even better with him and all the other Spider realms that there are, including Gwen Stacy and all the other characters that came up with him. So they could come with this as hard as they like, but long as it's Miles, I'm cool.
So let me first off by start saying I'm with you, I love Spider-Man, yo. Spider-Man is one of my one of my favorite characters. I don't know if he's 1A or 1B. It flips back and forth, but he's number one. You know what I'm saying? I'll tell you my other
Right,
one.
right.
I'll tell you my other favorite later. You know what I'm saying? But right now we're just gonna talk about Spider-Man. So I love all the versions of Spider-Man. I love the Tobey Maguire. I love the other dude. Um, I love everybody who plays Spider-Man. You know, like that is dope. As far as comic book Spider-Man, my favorite is Peter Parker. I grew up on Peter Parker. He's from Queens. I grew up in Flushing, Queens until I moved, up until I moved in like 90, 93, 94 to Jamaica, Queens. But Flushing, Queens and Fresh Meadows are a step away from each other. You know what I'm saying? Like they're pretty much they touch each other. They're so close that it's synonymous. If you wasn't from Flushing or if you wasn't from Queens like that, you wouldn't know where Fresh Meadow starts and Flushing ends, vice versa. That's how close they are. You know. Um, so yeah, it's just because he's a superhero from Queens, Fresh Meadow, Queens. I know Fresh Meadows is like my backyard, my playground. That yeah, Peter Parker is always my favorite. But I will say there's no love lost for Miles Morales. Like it's not like I don't like Miles Morales. Like if there's the only difference is because I grew up with Peter Parker. You know what I'm saying? Um,
That's the. I mean, again, so
I
that was
think
me. I mean,
yeah, I
everything
think
about Spider-Man is always going to be funny because he again and like what we was talking about earlier, he go through bullshit and Peter's always fucking making jokes while he's over here getting
yeah,
thrown through walls and fucking up shit. But he always he
man.
got a positive
What
attitude
I,
about
what I
shit.
love about
He
The Peter Parker Spider Man, he knew his true strength and he never used it. He only used it a couple of times in the comic books to let them know, like, yo, fam, I'm real like that. I will put the beats on you. Like, people don't realize, as far as like body size, if you compare him to the Incredible Hulk, he's stronger than Incredible Hulk. You know what I'm saying? Like, people don't realize, like, he picked up, he beat the crap out of whatchamacallit, Captain America. Peter Parker put the beats on him. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, he beat the crap out of Thor. And this is God level. You know, Thor is God level. Yeah, he picked up the Thor's hammer and was like, yo, let me snatch this and bust you in your head with it. It's real. You know, do your
Mhm.
research. But I will say, because I'm gonna talk about Miles Morales, um, I will say I love what he represents. I love that, you know what I'm saying? He's a teenager. He's a young boy. He got the, like you said, Afro Latino. So he's melanated and he goes through everyday life. Yo, he looks like these kids out here. He sounds like the kids out here. He moves like the kids out here. So if the kids are going to be watching these movies and whatnot, or reading cartoons or whatever the case, I mean, reading comic books and watching the cartoons, um, I think he's a dope example. He's a dope example of what you can be, the story that he sells, believing in yourself, never giving up, standing on your morals and principles. I think it's a great representation for what the kids need to see nowadays, and compared to what the other negative images that we see broadcasted.
I like the part more the fact that he learns about maturation and his self worth at that such a young age. He realizes that what he possesses is, this power. Same thing like Peter Parker, but it's a little different. Because you
Yeah,
got to see for the side of now. You got to see where we're coming from.
that's what I
You
mean.
know what
He
I'm
sees it
saying?
differently
Where we're coming from,
through the eyes of a melanated child,
and
Joe.
how fast he starts.
And
cognitively put this shit together and common sensely utilize it to start doing the stuff that he does. So again, I love watching him in these last movies and a couple of things that I've seen him added in, that how quickly he envelops himself into becoming the spectacular Spider-Man. You know what I'm saying? And and since he's a little bit different, he's got the invisible power, and he can travel and take the electrical currents and shit and do it out to himself. He's almost as bad as fucking the Black Panther if you think about doing that shit. Because
he's better than
he
Black
can
Panther.
take energy and regenerate it,
So
through his suit.
let me
So
let me ask you
he's
this.
he's loaded up. He's
I'm
loaded
actually
up.
I got a double question for you, right? Since we're talking about superheroes right now, um, two things, because superheroes deal with both of them, do both of these things. First question: what negative self talk do you struggle with, and how do you overcome it? And the second question is, how do you deal with conflict?
Um, this is self. This is for
Yeah, this
self.
is so. So what
Oh
negative
no,
self talk do you struggle with?
I'm pretty sure that everybody that knows me understands that I don't think in negatives. Um,
Well, it
I,
doesn't have to
I
mean at this particular moment. At one point in your life, what was
nah. I have too many examples of negative things that make me just want to just do better than everything that
all
I've
right? So
seen.
what is so
So
what is
yeah,
that?
again, it's life itself. I mean, where I came from and what I seen where I came from, and you know, and then watching people do right and do wrong, and not wanting to do wrong and not wanting to go there, seeing people be treated certain ways and not wanting to be that kind of person to treat somebody. I just try to keep as many negative things to the. I've seen a lot. It's not one thing. It's life in itself. That I've seen a lot of negative things, and I realize that I don't want to be a part of them. But I realize that when I start thinking positively about how I want things to develop for myself and for anything around me, that I could kind of put myself forward into being in better situations than always being on the side of something going wrong. Do things go wrong? Yes. I'm not saying that nothing ever goes right for me. Everything goes wrong. But what I try to do also is think positively and what the turnout that I want to happen, and I try to think to myself, how can I lead to making sure that that happens to me? And then I try to follow what I've seen, that would I could put together that I could see myself achieving what I want to happen, which is a good thing. Again, sometimes they don't happen. It might take a little bit of time. It might take a different kind of effort. But what I'm trying to do is not see a bad side of not getting it unless there's something really bad that happens. And I don't ever see myself put myself in that kind of position. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
that's how I've gotten as far as I have. Jay, honestly, I'm kind of making it sound pretty easy, but really what I've
I know,
trained
I
myself
know
to
it's not
do
easy.
is, yeah, I just trained
It's never
myself to,
easy,
yeah, yeah,
and that's why I asked this question, because a lot of times people see where you are and they don't understand where you've been, and
right,
just so ask that question. It wasn't what do you deal with right now as far as negative self talk. What is something back then that you had to deal with, overcome with, to say, ah, yeah, I seen this before, I seen that. I'm not even going to allow this thought to take place, and I'm gonna move forward and push through. Like for
yo,
me, for example,
okay,
I used to deal with a while ago, a long time ago, yeah, years ago, and sometimes it still pops its ugly head out, but I know how to fight this demon a lot easier now. Is imposter syndrome. you know, Coming from the environment where I come from, growing up, in the projects of Queens, New York, and stuff like that, there, there's been a lot of things I've heard in life of, of expectations, things that I should have, I shouldn't have, and whatnot, and places I should be and where I shouldn't go and where I wouldn't be. And I've defied a lot of situations, yo. You know what I'm saying? I've overcome a lot. And sometimes I minimize my accomplishments. I don't acknowledge it. Like that is my one of my greatest things is that I can accomplish something. Greatest flaws that I'll forget our accomplishment or I'll minimize it because I'll try to move on to the next. You know, um, and so sometimes I used to deal with, like I said, imposter syndrome. I don't deserve to be here. How did I get here? This ain't really real. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is all luck. Like, nah, bro. You worked hard for this. You grinded. You put in the time, kid. Can't nobody deny or take this away from you because you earned it. It don't matter where you from. It only matters where you at and where you trying to go. And right now, you moving
Mm-hmm.
forward, so you good. You know what I mean? So, like,
Mm-hmm.
dispel all that weirdness, yo. That's that weird talk, yo. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Don't doubt yourself. Just believe in yourself. So that's something I used to deal with it and whatnot. And I'm glad I dealt with it though, because I was always able to get past it. So I know there's somebody somewhere in the universe that I'm gonna come in contact with that's gonna struggle with it that might not be able to be as successful as I was or as I am with it. So I'll be able to give them some insight, some knowledge, and whatnot to help them achieve, whatever it is being in the same particular situation. So now, that being said, the second question is, how do you deal with conflict?
I have a simple answer to that. IDGAF. Okay? IDGAF. Conflict? I don't get over it. Look, let me clear that if you don't understand, it's I don't give a IDGAF. And me and my
This is
best friend,
2025. I think everybody knows what that means.
right. So where always tell people like this is how that works is if I if I really care, I, and I give a fuck, I will. I care and I do. But if I don't give a fuck, I don't. I don't, and it doesn't bother me from that point on. I've had to live my life that way the whole time because there's people who have demonstrated that to me. So through what I've gone through, and I realize that there's not a lot that a lot of people can give in what you're doing anyway. You know what I'm saying? That everything is your own life's expectations and your circumstances, how you make of them. And since I don't involve people in a lot of things that I'm doing unless it's necessary, and usually, if between me and my wife, if we haven't been able to work out what we have to do as far as what a situation is concerned, you know, I try to keep that to myself unless it's really necessary for me to go out of my way. And it's the same thing for other folks. I would ask you that you can look at your closest friend or your closest partner, talk to them, and see if you can work it out. Don't bring too many people in to your situations to get shit done and take care of them. You know, not that for the fact that you don't want people to care about what you do, but you got to understand when you put somebody in a position to think about what's going on in your life, they got to say what's going on in your life. And how many people do you want to have a say that's going on in your life?
You know what? You know what I used to tell my aunt back in the day. You know what I'm saying? I used to tell her I moved to the beat of my own on my own drum, right? And I sing my own song of praise because if I'm the only one that can sing my own song of praise, I'm the only one that can sing me a sad song as well. If I let others sing praise and boast me up and big me up, the same voice can sing a sad song and speak foul about me when I do bad and I fail and I don't succeed. So nah, I'm gonna play my own song. I'm gonna be my own superhero, my own cheerleader, my own support system. So when I mess up, I know how to forgive myself. I know how to show myself mercy. I know how to show myself grace. And when I do mess up, it's not public. Nobody knows. I'm still gonna move with the same integrity, even though I might be hurt, or even though I might be struggling, or even though I might be
And say
disappointed I didn't get
control
the results
again.
I got.
Yeah. All that again. Controlling your and you gotta control your emotions in order for you to get past a lot of the things that you're doing too. So
So
again, that all ties in together. You know what I'm
me
saying?
me
Yeah.
personally, it depends on the situation of when you use the word conflict. If it's conflict with another person and I have to come to, common ground or middle terms, or a certain agreement that's applicable for both parties, there's a frame of mind that I go in with that I encourage, I implore people to try and implement. Go in with the mindset they might be right. If you start a conversation with the thought process they might be right, it opens you up for the possible. It opens you up to listen more, and you can do something what's called active listening. Not just hearing what they say, but active listening. It switches your brain. Once you automatically go in with the they might be right, now you're actively listening for understanding and not to reply. And that would change your whole response pattern, because they might say things that you agree with, where they might say things that where another part you might not agree with, but because you have an open mind and clear ears, you'll be able to respond in a way that lets them know I agree with you on this part, but however, and don't say but, because that'd be defensive. However, I think, my opinion or my thought is XYZ 1 2 3. And that's how you go
Again.
into it with somebody else. If it's a personal
And
conflict,
yeah.
like you were saying, Unc, um, you want self-reflection. You may have the very first thing you want to do is meditate and sit with it yourself. Okay. See where you are at emotionally, physically, and mentally. And then once you have that balance, seek the guidance and the wisdom of the people that you most trust in your life. Whether that be a sibling, a parent, a significant other, a best friend, a mentor. Those are like the five people or five groups of people in your life that should know you very well, that should know you well enough, and that you should trust, and you should be able to present them. Or another person, your therapist, if you have one, if you go to therapy. You know, present that information and your ideas and your situation to them, not your solution, but your dilemma, and see where they guide you. Because a real friend won't give you advice, they'll guide you on a path so you find your own advice. And they might ask you questions that you didn't ask yourself, and they might see things from a different perspective, and it will only help to add on to what you already built, you know. So yeah, that's one of the ways I deal with inner conflict, and I deal with outer conflict. To find balance.
Hey y'all, and again, listen, we're two men just giving y'all our perspectives on how we go through and do all this, conflict resolution for ourselves and anything. You
And,
might hear what we're saying, and we hope that you'll take some of our information for the good and apply
and
it
if
to
you
what's
don't, yeah,
going on.
and
But
if you
if you
don't,
don't, again, what Jay said, go out there and go find somebody who's a professional. Go out there and go talk to somebody. Go see about what you got to do if you feel as though this is something that throws you off or anything. By all means, but I
yes,
will say this, go find somebody to talk to. Go share them thoughts so that you can get them, like Jay said, get them off your chest, get them off your mind. Because when you start hearing about what you're saying and what you're thinking, and then if it flows through other people's ears in the same, like Jay said, the same context, and they'll be able to understand it, then you might be able to hear what you're saying and what you're thinking are two different things, and you want to get them things together before you go in and have some sort of conversation with somebody else about these things again,
I'll be
and you
honest
can be
with
able to see yourself. You can see yourself better
you.
when you do it.
One of my favorite people to talk to, right? And the politic with when I got a interpersonal conflict or dilemma or decision I'm trying to make. And I won't even say conflict, I'll just say decision. You know, one of my decisions right now I'm thinking about is, matter of fact, I'll tell you two decisions I'm contemplating. Whether I want to go back to school and get a master's degree, or and another decision if I want to go back and learn a martial arts, become a sifu in a particular style of martial arts. These are the two things that decisions, and not even conflicts. These are just decisions and goals that I'm contemplating. Right?
And who you gonna discuss them with?
Oh, I already had a conversation. I talked to my big sister. My big sister knows me from day one. She done changed my diapers, see, you know what I'm saying, took care of me, raised me. That's That's big sis, yo. You know what I mean? There's nothing more I can say than big sis. If you got an older sibling and a great older sibling who you love and who appreciates you and who took care of you, and you look out for each other, you have a great bond. And shout out to my big brother too, because me and him have a great bond. Him and I politic about certain things, but my sister's the oldest out of all three of us. So you just go to the alpha. Alpha is the alpha for a reason.
Mm.
And we have a lot of deep conversations, and a lot of times it's not her telling me what to do. Even though I'm her little brother, and if she tells me to do something, I'm more than likely I'm probably going to listen, even if it's for a decision that's for me. I'm probably going to listen because I trust her insight.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of times our conversations is more, I ask her a question and she redirects the question back to me, and I find a way. It's sort of like having a guide on a trip with you. I'm going to
Again, like
journey.
you said, yeah. Usually, a good person who listens to you will be able to ask you what you're asking them,
Yeah,
so that you can go back and hear what you're asking,
and
and
reflect
you be
it.
able to answer, yeah, and then be able to
Yeah,
answer it yourself. And that's what a lot of it is. People laugh. I'm an analyst by trade, and I tell everybody, I'm sure that anybody who considers themselves an analyst, they'll tell you the same thing. Yo, when I think about stuff, I talk to myself, you know? And people say that's kind of crazy, but nah, what you're doing is you're actually asking in a
listen,
loud enough voice the thing that is questioning you so that you can actually hear what it is.
that's a sign of high intelligence.
You know what I'm saying? So you can hear what it is so that you can go back and you can start trying to expound on it yourself to get an answer. Sometimes, and I be telling people this all the time. Sometimes the smartest person in the room is only you, and those things need to be answered. And I feel like I'm smart enough that if I ask myself a question, I could ponder it fast and long enough to come up with the right answer. If not, I know where to look it up, or I'm gonna at least have somebody or something I can reference, so I
Yep.
can go in there and put two and two together. You know what I'm saying? But usually, if I think about it and I hear myself, I'll be like, all right, D, if you was to do this and go do that, what would you do? I'd probably look through here, do this, check this out, and say, okay, why don't you just go ahead and put those together, and then go about what it is, whatever I was thinking about. Some people call that crazy, but again, I call it just a quick form of self-evaluation and to get the
So
answer to what you need. So you
you
got to
know what
do
I,
that.
you know what I do for a living. Pretty much. You know how
Mm-hmm.
what I do for a 9 to 5, right? So I'll tell you right now, talking to yourself is a sign of high intelligence. Um, Intelligent people do that. Um, I'll just let people know. If you don't believe me, just research. I'm not gonna give you all the facts about it. Google it. There's a difference between talking to yourself and answering questions out loud. It's okay to talk to yourself as you're talking through a process, because now as you're doing it, you're saying it. One, you're physically hearing your words in your outer ears and not your inner ear, because you have an inner voice and an outer voice. That inner voice, you hear it differently. So when you say it in your outer voice, your outer ears hear it. Your mind starts to visualize it, and then you go down what I would call a positive rabbit hole of cause and effect, decision, a logic pattern, when you start to ask these questions, because now you're saying, okay, if this, then that, if not this, then this, and then you go here. And anybody who knows computer programming, you know about the ones and the zeros. It's all about logic. You know, a pseudo, I forgot what they call it, a pseudo chart or something of that nature, to where a pseudo program, to where if you do this, this happens. If not, that happens. If this, then yes. If not, then no. Then you go back to over here. Once
It's a
you
flow
create that,
chart. It's a
a
flow
flow chart,
chart.
yeah, thank
Yeah,
you.
it's a
Once you
flow
get the
chart.
flow chart,
You
you're,
fishbone it. Yeah, you fishbone it through your mind.
yeah,
Like
and
most
that's how you break
people,
it down.
yeah. For most folks, if they didn't understand that, like again, if you know what a flow chart looks like, again, you got your symbols that allow you to make decisions. If there's questions, where your questions go, where you gotta make options, you gotta break things down so that they go in certain ways and certain
Certain
patterns.
categories, and if you
And
do this, and you got to see
so,
the results,
yeah,
and if you don't like the
it's a
results, you
flow
always go
chart.
back to
It's
the
just
last
yeah.
decision that you made and
Uh,
start over, and you keep
It's a
going down
fishbone, yeah, that's a fishbone flow chart.
until
And
you
that's how we
succeed.
think about it. And most people think that way. That's where most folks' minds usually, kind of operate. Not everybody's as
No, we're not going to
complex
say
as
most.
others.
We're going to
Right,
say
right,
the
yeah, yeah.
developed mind thinks that way. We're not going to
Like
make
I
like it
said,
seem
yeah, and not everybody.
because I
Yeah,
mean like it's
yeah. I'm
normal
sorry, I
and
can't.
uniform, because
We can't.
that'll disrespect and diminish the experiences that you have, because
No,
you've made,
true
because
that.
like you said, in life we made some bad decisions that we had to learn from for in order to get to where we are right now.
True that.
um
True that.
and believe it or not, we probably made more bad decisions than good decisions. It's just that the good decisions was really, 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 really good. Like, we learned from the bad ones, so that when we had the opportunity to make some really good ones, they turned out to be great ones and beneficial. You know,
Yeah, that's true. I ain't had. Yeah, that's true.
'cause it's sort of like in basketball, you miss more shots than you make. But if you hit game winners, then the ones you miss don't even count. Like, it counts, but it don't even matter no more. So we missed a lot of
Hey, let me tell.
shots, but we hit a lot of game winners though, bro. Like, I tell people all the time
Hey,
before
hey,
we go
it's,
to
it's
the next
it's just
topic,
what we do. That's just hey, that's what we do.
always remember, always remember, we are undefeated against bad days. A bad day, it never took me out, and it never will. I'm gonna figure it out. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
on the theme of superheroes, now you can't pick Miles Morales, you can't pick Spider Man. Who is your favorite superhero and why?
I
Do
mean,
do.
say, I mean, Superman. I mean, Spider Man is my dude, but my favorite.
Come on, you gotta have another one. You gotta have number two.
Nah, really, I don't. I don't have a number. If I do have a number two, it's only because of his tenacity, and I'm going with Wolverine. He's just the most tenacious person in the goddamn MCU,
Yo,
and
I knew I should have went first.
I would have picked him anyway. I can't think of anybody else. I mean, Captain America is cool, but he's kind of cheesy. Unless you got the black Captain America, the new one, then I'm okay with him having wings. But
Nah, not me.
I ain't really down with that. Nah, nah, nah.
So,
Wolverine, cause his shit is naturally he's just raw, bro. He tells you everything he thinks. He's always straightforward. And honestly, for somebody who can't die, he gets into the best fucking fights, man. So yeah, Wolverine.
so I'm not gonna lie. I like Silver Surfer. Um, I like what was his name? I just had it. I forgot his name. Killing me, Smalls. Dang, there was a couple others that I like. I was just thinking about, but yo, my favorite, like I said, 1A or 1B, depending on how I'm feeling for that particular day, is Wolverine.
Yeah.
There's something about, you got that dog in you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm the first one to go into a fight. Like, people don't realize the reason why people thought he was a rebel, right? And when he was wearing the yellow outfit for in the comic books, but it was really to draw attention when they went to go fight. Now I'm gonna draw all the attention on me so my homies can sneak in on the low because I want all the ruckus. I want all the smoke. Bring it my
Yeah.
way so my
Hmm.
homies is good. Um, I definitely feel like he was one of the most misunderstood characters. And I'm not talking about movie Wolverine. I'm talking about comic book Wolverine. Okay,
The comic
everything
book,
I speak
yeah.
of, everything I speak of is comic book. Okay, remember I'm from the 1900s, the late 19, the early 1980s, the 1990s and stuff like that. So I was reading comic books. All right, so it's just always that tenacity, everything that he had to go through from Weapon X, and just he had to deal with a lot, psychologically, emotionally, and just always ready to fight, never willing to give up, right? So, since we both have pretty much the same two superheroes, right? The last question I got for the night, right? And then we could close out the show with this. What's your definition of manhood?
Oh man. Responsibility, accountability, and commitment, bro. Oh, and integrity. That's manhood. I had to watch. I watch people. Um, I loved my dad until a certain point in my life, and when I left, I didn't have any guidance from him. When I left to go into the military, I didn't have any guidance from him. It was a decision I had to make on my own. But I had a hero in my life. That was my grandfather, and I took from him his integrity, his strength, his stubbornness. My grandfather was illiterate, so I also took from him the the gift of knowledge. He said, "Whatever you can learn something, learn it." Um, the other things you have to learn that's a part of what being a man is. You got your, it's not just your honor and you taking care of everything, but it's the responsibilities that you take upon in your life wherever you plan on using them and being accountable to those responsibilities. And then have the integrity to be what a man really is and follow through on the things what that makes a man. You should be able to, if you start something, you should be able to finish it. If you plan on being a father, you should be a father. A husband, be a husband. But anything that you put your mind to as a man, you should ensure that it is completed till its fullest extent and you have done your best on what that is, no matter what it is. You put everything you had into making it the best thing that came out of your hands, out of your pockets, out of your thing. And you feel different about how things happen when you start feeling that way. And I think that you understand what manness, being a full man and manhood comes from when you're able to have the responsibilities of some things that you're supposed to take care of and you build upon and what you build on yourself. So again, responsibility, accountability, and integrity are the three big things that
Nice.
really make into what I see as manhood.
Definitely have to agree with you on that. Um, for me, I want to say I was very fortunate and blessed to have a lot of positive male role models in my life, right? I was able to see negativity, but I really didn't see it from a lot of the male role models I had. I I was surrounded by a lot of positive, even when they was doing negative, they let me know it was negative. They didn't highlight it as positive. Like certain ones didn't highlight it as positive. They let me know it was negative. But for the most part, because nobody's perfect, but for the most part, I had a lot of positive male role models, and I'll start with my father. Um, he had probably the greatest influence on me because that's that's my father.
I should.
And I'll be real with you. He gave me a lot of he spoke in parables a lot. So it took me many years to understand what the hell he was saying. And it was so funny because it seemed like every time I understood what he was saying, it was like a new stage in life opened up for me when I finally understood it. And I'm not gonna sit here and say him and I had a perfect relationship. We didn't. It was the typical growing up, the kid in the projects growing up as a single, growing up with a single mom and with some siblings. Okay, I'll just say that. Most of what he taught me though was what not to be as a father, as a man, and I appreciate him so much for that. Going through it, it was like you said, going through it as a kid, in life. That shit was rough. It was a rough lesson, but yo, that was the greatest lesson in the world because he made me the greatest father in the world. Because his lesson, what he taught me, that pain and that struggle and that discomfort, my kids had know nothing about that. Know nothing. So, pops, thank you. One, I'm glad I was strong enough. Thank you for the support system that I was able to get through it. And two, thank you for putting me through it because if I didn't, who knows what I would, who knows what my experience as a father would have been with my children. So thank you because that makes second, I got a big brother. When I say big brother, my brother is 10 years older than me. So you got to understand when I'm 8, he's 18. When I'm 10, he's 20. So I see him there's a big age difference. So the maturity difference was great. So I got to see things through him. My uncle Kevin, you know, he's about 14 years older than me. My cousin Ron, he's 10 years older than me. My uncle Sam, right? But probably the greatest influence after my father, and just to balance out the yin and the yang, would be my uncle Larry. Okay, my uncle Larry is what I saw what a man is supposed to be, what
Mm.
a husband is supposed to be, what a father is supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? And to give you some
Mm-hmm.
context, my uncle Larry served in the Vietnam War. So he was an OG. He was a soul brother. And if you know anything about them soul brothers, they built different. They the real McCoys. Um, my uncle was the coolest, strongest, hardest person on the planet, but you'll never know it because he had 3 daughters. You know what I mean? And he was so loving, so caring, so soft, so gentle, so supportive. But do something silly to one of his family. Play stupid games, win a stupid prize. Okay. And I've seen
Fafo,
it.
baby.
Yeah,
Fafo.
yeah, I've seen it several times in life. Like I remember one time, and I was young. I remember one time I thought my uncle Larry was going. Remember I told you about we were just talking about emotions, staying cool, calm, and collected. So one time there was this dude sitting on his sister's car, right? Um, so she was sitting on this dude was sitting on the car. My uncle Larry comes out, asks the guys to move. The guy gets kind of slick, whatever, is talking live. My uncle Larry's cooler than cool. I'm young. We had a family barbecue. I run to the back of the house like, oh, Uncle Larry's about to get into a fight. He about to meet this dude up, yada yada yada. Not understanding who my uncle is. Like, okay, so if Uncle not realizing me knowing now, oh, if Uncle Larry's about to fight, it's about to get real because Uncle Larry he's a chill dude. So if he's putting
Right.
hands on you, he's about to drag you a Manhattan block and back up. Okay. When I say everybody in my family ran around the corner and to see what was going on, he was like, nah, nah, man, everything's good. Everything good. Trust me. Young blood is
Yeah.
moving. We had a conversation. It
Had
was
a
respect.
conversation. Yeah, it's already done. Yeah.
Man, after that happened, he pulled me to the side and he schooled me. He gave me some game. He taught me about life. Like, nah, man, you don't make a big scene. Trust me. If I needed somebody, I know how to get somebody.
I would have made
Yeah.
that known, right? Yeah.
But he was like, I had it under control. It wasn't that like that. You don't make a big scene. You keep it a small crowd, man. The less people there, the less eyes, the less people that know. You tell the story. Can't nobody else tell it for you. You
Mm-hmm.
know. So yeah, my Uncle Larry was the definition, the other side of the definition of manhood to me, as far as what to do as a father, what to do as a husband, and just how to carry yourself as a man with integrity. You know, how to how to be supportive of your wife, how to support the household, do everything, hold it down, put your daughters through college, make sure you support their dreams, support your wife dreams and stuff like that.
Yep.
So yeah, my Uncle Larry was the definition of what a man is for me.
Cool.
With that being said, though, Unc, man, we had a great, wonderful show tonight. I think we did a little different. We got a little pause, a little bit more deep and insightful than what we normally do. It might be
Yeah,
because
it was a
it might be
a
because the
small one.
weather's changing. You know, it's fall is upon us. Wow, Troy comes on as we about to log off.
He going you missed out. Where'd he
Oh,
go?
he just logged off. I guess he
Why he
must have heard.
log off?
I
No,
guess he.
come back, fool. Come back.
I guess he heard we about to log off, man.
No, hold
But
on, man. We can't let him come and then not give him no airtime. That's crazy.
all right. Well, here he goes.
Thank you. Bruh, he was finna cut you off, Troy, like, fuck it. Yeah, I want him.
Nah, we've been on the show. It's been an hour and 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Have a shows on my dime. Okay.
And
we'll
look,
see
yo,
what
and look, and if y'all didn't notice, it took him. He had to walk through 16 rooms to get to the first littered room. So that's why we gotta have donations, 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 so we can give him a couple for Con Ed up there in
that's because
the middle of the
he low
upstate New
key
York states.
he low
He
key
could
live
buy
in
some
a mansion.
generator.
He low key live in a mansion. That's why he ain't want to turn on all the lights, yo.
Yo,
That
hey
electric
man,
bill is crazy.
hey, folks, we over here trying to get this is my man, the chef Troy, and we trying to get his son to be the national young athlete of the year, bro. We voting for this man's son. His name is Elias.
You got to put
Elias.
it down, not over
I
down.
am. I'm right over there, right
Man,
there, down in the angle.
Who's all this way?
they don't have no link. We can say all we want. If they don't have the link, they can't vote.
Hey, look here,
Right.
man, and this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna find a way, cause we got another day to get it in there. We're gonna find a way to put the link out there. If the chef was ready, he
Yo,
would have
Troy,
had the link for us.
you looking real Malik Yoba-ish right now. I just want
Yo!
you looking mad Malik Yoba. son. I just gotta put it out.
Hey
I
Troy,
feel like
listen.
I'm watching New York
Hey,
Undercover right now.
hey Troy, listen. To start the show, I did my rant about the Cowboys, man, but I needed you there. So I need to hear your side of this Cowboy thing, bro, with Micah Parsons. I want to hear
I'm
what you
not.
got
I'm
to
not a
say. I want to
football
hear
dude.
what
I,
you say.
I just like making fun of you.
No, okay, but what do you, yo, bro? And he do be making fun of me. Yo, bro, you kind of got me with that 33 today. That was pretty good, bro.
Yo, did I look like you in the
That was
beginning?
pretty good. That fool said, ah. I said,
I was like,
yeah, I
no. I
see.
looked at it. I was like, yo, wait, is that
Yeah,
Terry?
that could have got me. That could have been me right there. That was kind of, but nah, I already told him. I ain't slamming no water bottles down for these damn Cowboys. Not right now. If
Yes,
I
you do.
slammed anything, I'd slam Jerry. I slam Jerry Trump. That's what
Dang.
I do.
Now
I
how you
slam
Oh,
feel?
go
Jerry
check
Trump.
that movie out. I don't know if y'all watch race car movies and stuff, but I just finished
Formula
watching
One,
F1.
F1.
Huh?
That's the one with
Yeah,
Brad Pitt and Idris, or the other
yeah,
Elba, huh? Yeah.
yeah. Pretty
All
That
good.
right.
good?
I'm gonna have to
It
check
was
it out.
good.
My son told me it was good too.
Yeah, it was good.
I think my
You like the
wife is
second
gonna go
person.
watch. She's a
I haven't heard
Brad
anything
Pitt.
bad about it. So Troy, let me ask you this though, because we was talking about it earlier. I guess because we could stall out for another 15 minutes. We could do an hour and a half tonight. Um, who's your favorite Spider-Man? Is it Peter Parker or Miles Morales?
Mm. Wait, what?
Who's your
Oh,
favorite Peter?
okay, okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well, I got to go Peter Parker. That's what I know. Miles Morales just came in like 5 years ago.
Right.
Okay. All
I
right.
mean, again, we ain't arguing. We just trying to see which one still set. Like I said, I'm a fan of Miles Morales. I like the storyline that he popped
You
in
know, I'm
with.
not, I mean, I like it too,
Yeah.
but I can't just jump on that because he just came on the scene, really.
And
True.
yeah, that's true. I
You
say
know what I
So
mean? Like, there's only
it's a
one
whole different
Spider-Man. There's
storyline.
only one Spider-Man that we
Yeah,
all truly know, and it's Peter
yeah.
Parker.
It's
Come on,
Peter Parker. Peter Parker.
let's be real.
Yeah, yeah.
just now to add on to that question, right? We was I asked what negative self-talk do you struggle with and how do you overcome it? Right. So Unc said pretty much for him, um, any throughout his life when he dealt with difficult situations, he didn't even engage in it. He's learned from other people's experiences, and then when he had to encounter it, he just chose to take a positive route and just keep moving forward and think of a positive outcome, and analyze the situation, and just move forward. For me, I was like, it was I used to struggle with imposter syndrome, pretty much thinking that I didn't deserve what I had. Like I didn't earn it, whatever it was given, something of that nature. So, what negative self talk do you struggle with, or have you struggled with in the past, and how did you overcome it?
Negative. I don't know. I mean, maybe I don't know if this counts, but like with the whole cooking situation, everybody be like, "Oh, you so nice," da, 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 da. And I'm like, okay, y'all know I'm good, but I don't think I'm there. You know what I'm
So
saying? I
is
don't think
is
I'm
that is
there.
that from is that from self doubt, or is that just
That's imposter
not
syndrome.
feeling like it's not feeling just you just never felt like you 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 were where you think you should be,
Because of
or
that,
not?
but I haven't really went there to really. I mean, I did the truck shit once. It was it didn't work out, but it didn't work out because I failed. It worked out because my partner was ass. But you know what I'm saying? But I hear people say shit, but in the back of your mind, you like, I know I'm good, but I don't know if I'm that good yet.
So let me ask you this question, right? How many dishes have you made, right? And when I say by dishes, I mean like how many parties have you catered? How many personal dishes have you made for people? Um, and they gave you a bad review, and they said like, "Yo, that shit was whack," or "Yo, that shit wasn't good."
I haven't gotten a bad review.
You're nice, my boy. See,
Yeah,
all
that's
I,
true, but
see,
it's
I
still,
say
but like, okay, I may have got a bad review, but I say to myself, damn, it could have been better.
that. So
You'll
you know,
always
That's
say
true.
that. You
you're
think
always
you
gonna
can
say that.
always do
So
one better
Troy,
than
I'm
that.
gonna tell
Yeah,
you what
that's
that
true.
is. I'm gonna tell you exactly what it is, because that's what I struggle with. It's called that's imposter syndrome. You're not believing in your skill set. You always thinking I could be better.
Mhm.
You're not acknowledging the work that you put in. You're not acknowledging the hours that you put in. Like there's a reason why every time I say your name, I be like, yo, he's an official chef. Because I don't want people to think like, oh, now, yeah, my friend just cooks. No, 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 no. You got the culinary skills. You got the culinary
Yeah,
degree. You got the paperwork and documentation that says you are a chef. You know what I mean? You're different from other people. You know,
true.
I'll call myself a chef. I'm the hood chef. You know what I'm saying? I whip
Mhm.
up meals in the kitchen, but I don't have the knowledge behind,
Oh,
how
another
to
one of
make
those times.
you have the knowledge. You
Put
have
it
the
to my
know-how. You
mind.
have the technique, the skill. I know in your head you're comparing yourself maybe not to somebody else, but you always feel like I could do better. I could be better. You know,
Yeah,
you're not acknowledging where you came from, where you started, all your things that you've done. And that's why I always be like, nah, bro, you a chef. You nice. You gotta have a food truck, bro. This is why I'm always pressing you. Like, and it's the God honest truth. This is why I'm always pressing you about, yo, send me a couple of pictures so I can make a video so I can post it on here, son. Cause people really need to see like you dope, bro. Like
yeah.
your shit is
I got a little better with the editing, as you seen. I put some editing shit up there.
yeah, I be seeing your TikTok like every time it come across, you know what I'm saying? I gotta make sure I hit the like because it got to
Hmm.
keep moving in the algorithm. You know what I mean? Because
Hmm.
you dope. And I'm telling you this because it's the same thing I struggle with. It's the same thing I was beating myself in the head up about. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I'm not good enough. Oh, no. Then I had to really stop, like, hold up, bro. Nah, everything you've been through in life put you in a position to be where I'm at. I earned
Hmm.
everything. Was it nothing given? There ain't nobody give me like, okay, here you go. This is yours. Make it happen. Nah, ain't nobody give you nothing, bro. You had to fight for it. You had to learn. You had to put it out there. Like you got your own. You got your own barbecue sauce. Like for real, from scratch. You be in the crib making your own croissants and dough for your kids and your own bread and shit like that. Your own
Man, them say
pastries for
people
your
walking
kids.
around in the kitchen going, ho ho. wee.
Like, I don't think people really realize
Well,
most of the time when you doing the show with us, you in the kitchen cooking after you got off of work cooking.
Mhm.
Like, if that ain't I love what I do, I don't know what is.
no, that's he got two hungry ass kids in the house and they want to eat some of daddy's food
But
instead of
even
eating
even this though, he could
McDonald's.
say there's some leftovers in there, there's something else in there. Like, I'm making sure I'm taking care of my family. Like, one of the
Mm.
illest things you ever did, bro. And I ain't never give you a chance to give you your roses. So I think this is the perfect time, right? It was one time you spoke about, you was like, yo, my girl gotta go to work, Bev gotta go to work, yo. Yeah, I got up mad early, son. I whipped up the fresh breakfast, son. Like, I forgot what you cooked, but you was like,
Yeah.
yeah, I made fresh breakfast, son. I made sure I got the dope lunch for her, son. And then when she come home, she gonna have a dope dinner. I said, look at this nigga making me feel like a bad fucking boyfriend, yo. I want to shoot this nigga pinky toe off. He got to hop around the kitchen. But nah, I had, but all jokes aside, it was nothing but admiration and respect. Because it wasn't my type of cooking where I'm just gonna whip up some fast shit and she gonna appreciate it because I did it. This was some thought, dedication. I'm making this shit from scratch because I'm a chef. You know what I
Mm.
mean?
Yeah, he was eating today and there wasn't no noodles. I had to give him some.
You know what I'm saying?
It
Yes, son.
wasn't
Had
noodles. It wasn't noodles, Troy. That
the
nigga had
double
a whole
twice
plate.
fried shrimp,
That nigga
son.
had a real plate tonight, bruh.
Yeah, no, I said, but
Cook
yo,
shit.
what is twice fried shrimp, bro?
I'm gonna tell you what twice fried
You
shrimp
can't even
is.
say that shit in your head. I get that tight
Yo,
fly shit.
nah, I'm gonna tell you what it is. I cooked it the first time, took it out the pan and shit, but it wasn't crunchy enough for me, so I just threw it back up in there. Son, twice fried.
Yo, I wrote on your shit. I wrote on your post. I was like, yo, I said I never had twice fried shrimp because I don't know what the fuck that is.
I told you I'm the hood chef. I'm
Yo,
hood. I fried
because
twice.
in my mind,
That
and
shit
I know
ass good,
Derek is
crunchy
thinking.
as
I know
hell.
D. I know I'm thinking the same thing. I'm just like, shrimp was already cooked the first time. Because what the fuck you double frying it for?
Hey, bro, I just kept thinking crunchy, extra crunchy,
See, I was gonna say
burnt up.
I was
Yo,
gonna be regular.
burnt up, burnt up. Yo, what?
I was
Hey,
gonna be
man.
regular, and I was gonna say, extra crunchy, saying shrimp, but I was like, nah, I gotta be
No,
silly.
I like that. That's a whole
Gotta
style
be
right there.
creative.
Twice
Yeah.
fried, bro. Twice fried. Troy's a cookie. He said I ain't never heard that shit
Yo,
before.
he never
Yeah,
I
did.
know
yeah, yeah.
I feel special. You know what I'm saying?
that.
I done did something the chef ain't here before, son.
Word.
Yeah,
I was
that.
like, yo, what?
Yo, what? Right? Yeah, they gonna try like what? Twice fried. Yo, only Jay could think some shit like that, bro. That's like
That's it.
wow.
You
They
gotta be
just look
creative.
extra. I'm looked at the screen real hard, like they just look extra crunchy.
I mean, it wasn't
Okay,
burnt. They
twice
wasn't burnt.
fried.
Twice
No, no,
fried. They
I
wasn't
never
burnt.
said burnt. It
You
was
know.
nice and
But I
it
would
was
listen.
golden
I'm not,
brown, yo,
I'm not
golden
gonna hold you
brown.
though. I'm not gonna lie to you though. When I put them back in the pan, I did not walk away. I stood there and watched them because I'm like, I'm not gonna burn these. I don't pay too much for this. I can't burn it. I don't even eat food like
Yeah,
this.
you did have a nice tray of them too, so I'm glad you didn't. That's right. I'm with you. I'd have been mad. Shit burnt up through
Word.
Crisco. What the fuck?
What the fuck? No, but yo,
Hey,
okay. One more thing. What the fuck was Leo talking about? He talking about the chicken, the rotisserie chicken fake. The
Yo, he
fuck?
said the rotisserie chicken is fake. I'm like, bruh, I buy the rotisserie chicken all the
that's
time.
that
I don't know what
Matrix
you're
shit,
talking about.
yo. That's that
Then he
Matrix
went,
shit.
then he went talking about, do you think the chicken sandwich from McDonald's and Wendy's? I'm like, bro, I'm in the supermarket.
Yo, but that's whole different. Like that's different
Yeah,
than a whole rotisserie.
a
A whole
whole
rotisserie chicken
rotisserie.
fake. Come on, bro. Stop. That shit was funny. I was just
That's what
reading
I
this
I
shit like I was reading it like
didn't
this.
even
and
answer
then
that
you know
good
me,
answer.
listen, I can't help but to engage. Like you say something, I gotta say something. Like my brain says say something back. You gotta keep going. Knowing damn well I just need to let it go. But
Mm-hmm.
but I can't.
Yeah, that kind
Because
of.
I
Leo
can't.
would be like, "Nah, that's pork butt shaped as a chicken."
Uh, hey, Troy, you saw you. Hey, this is the last thing. If it's getting late, because I see it's 1:25, maybe the last 5 minutes. Hey, y'all, man, I put a little thing in there about Dawn Staley and her going
Uh,
through the vote
why'd she bring
process
that
and
up
trying to.
now? After she should have said something when they were looking.
Wow,
I,
what happened?
but this might have been something that might have been put out there because that was back in late May. That was May, right? About when they was doing that hiring for the
No,
new.
this was after. This was after the
March,
next one.
March. That was March, huh? That was March. Yeah. I mean, they did a story on it. I don't know. It was just, it was a whole interview.
Oh,
I
Yeah,
with the
but for
I
her,
I, I wish she would have. I wish she would have made it. I ain't gonna lie to you. I think the Knicks could have used that kind of shakeup.
but she should have
And
said something earlier. Why do you wait till they already got a coach to even say anything?
but that
because
might not be her. They might have just tried to build the
nah,
story
that's
on
her.
it.
That's her.
That was her
But
talking. It wasn't
and
AI. It was her.
No,
and
I
you
know,
know
I know it was
sometimes
her, but hey,
no, you know
I
how
don't know.
sometimes she might have knew that she wasn't gonna get the job. Waited till you quiet, and then now since they hired somebody, now you want to say something.
I don't
Ain't
think
no such
it.
thing as bad publicity or bad media for anybody.
I don't think she mad about it. I just think she was trying to tell her story. I didn't
Yeah,
think
but I
it.
don't want to hear it now.
I think I think it's an interesting story. I think I would have liked to
Is
see
it?
her be. I think so. I just think
It's only
that to have
interesting if it
her
happens.
as a
It's not
it,
interesting if it
it
don't happen.
no, that's true in a sense. But I'm glad they were thinking about it. Again, I think that she
Who
would
was
have done
thinking
really
about it? She
well.
was thinking about it. Niggas wasn't thinking about that shit.
The Knicks were thinking they wouldn't have gave her the interview if they didn't think about it.
Oh, they gave her an interview. I didn't watch it. I didn't see what she said.
Yeah, she literally had an interview for the head coaching position, and she
And
was
they, and
saying
they,
that she would have took it, but she didn't win. She literally didn't. They picked another person over her, but she said that if they'd chosen her, she'd have been very happy to be the New York Knicks.
mm,
And she said it wouldn't have been anything about her being a female coach. It's the fact that you get to coach one of the storied franchises in the NBA, and I could make a difference. She said like she felt like she could make a difference as a coach. And I think she would have. I think that she would have brought her brand of basketball in there and she would have I think she would have got a lot of things clear. A lot of people would have argued with her, but you gotta
nah,
look at her
they would have
reputation.
Angel reached her to death.
I think but in that case too, then I think that we would have had a lot of problems with people in the NBA because motherfuckers need to be humbled. You ain't won nothing in the city, and maybe this chick who has won at least what is she won 4 or 5 college championships now. You know what I'm saying? She coached 4 or 5 champions. She's
You
been a
sure, or
college
is it like
champion.
two?
No,
There's
she
only
got
two that
like
I
three
know
or
of.
four. I think she got 3 or 4.
I don't know. You gotta look that up.
Yeah. So, but even the number is better than the coaches that's been coaching the New York Knicks.
Yeah.
In truth, in truth. And she's a solid coach. She's a solid coach. Would they listen? I'm with you on this part though, Troy. Would them dudes in the NBA listen to this woman as a head coach? That's my problem. You know,
Mm.
because I do believe that she's got a basketball acumen that's higher than a lot of people who are playing and who are coaching in the NBA. I think her basketball acumen is just off the fucking charts. And she has been, again, she's looking to take over with Gino Auriemma and Pat Sumner sitting in the annals of college basketball now. She's looking to take them spots. You know, those are two great ones that have what 10 and 7 championships between Summit and Ariema. You know what I'm saying? So I think it would have been a great pick for them. She's got the last three of the last 4. So I don't think it would have been a bad mix. I just don't believe that the NBA players would have gave her props though. And like you said, they would have dissed her a lot, and that would have caused a lot of conflict. You have to have a lot of backing behind the organization to ensure that all that works. and that's the New York Knicks. And we end up
Hmm.
laughing every time we say the New York Knicks. So
Yeah,
hell,
we can't help but talking about the Knicks.
no, but I mean, it's not that's helping, but I think it would have been a great move, especially in New York City. That would have been a dope move. Hey, I said it in the chat. I would have rather have come to LA Lakers. They need a coach.
Oh God, why the Lakers got to get everybody?
You,
Tired
They
of
got
them niggas.
the
your
Lakers,
team.
the Lakers, you always hating on my shit.
I do. I'm tired of the Lakers and the Celtics. Why everybody got to go there?
I don't want to go to this. Nobody wants to go to Boston. Fuck Boston.
They do.
Yeah, everybody want to go to Boston. It's either
Fuck
Boston or
Boston.
LA.
That's because they win, yo. Shit.
This is true.
I can't be mad. They got 17 and 18, 17 and 19 between the two of them. Fuck. That's why
Yeah,
people want to
fuck
go to
them.
the Yankees. You know what I'm saying? They motherfucker got 27, want to win.
See,
Soto don't want to go there.
you
Except
know,
for Flo, right? Except for so, right? Except for
you pick
Soto.
the Yankees. This is a beautiful time to end the show. Nobody cares about the Yankees, yo.
Nobody does. We ain't say it's just we just add them in the
I know,
conversation.
but all jokes aside, though, man, we just want to thank everybody who tapped in and tuned in tonight to this wonderful, marvelous show that we had. Yo, Chef, good looking, yo, for logging on when
Yeah.
you can, jumping in on the platform, yo, giving us your insight.
Mm.
Now, Joe, Dee Rigga, as usual, man, you held the fort down doing what you do, giving us a wonderful, gracious show. Again, if you're listening right now or you watching on the YouTube, please, yo, hit that notification bell, hit the like button, hit the comment button, leave a comment, hit the share button, tell a friend to tell a friend, share it on your page, share it everywhere that you know. We just want to say thank you, yo. Before we get up out of here, yo, Troy, what you got to say to the people, yo?
I don't know. The next 3 days is crucial, bro. We got into Thursday. Vote Elias, bro.
Yo, vote, vote, vote. By the next time we do a show on Wednesday, I will have the link for you guys and I'll post it, I'll share it. So this way you
Nigga, it's
guys
gonna
can.
be too late. The shit ends
Too
Thursday. You
late. The
need that
shit
shit
ends
now.
Thursday. We got to do it
All
now.
right, cool,
We'll
cool.
find
Man.
ways, y'all. If y'all ever been on
I might,
Facebook, look for
yeah.
Virtual Man Cave. Just go on Facebook. It's a group of us. You might be able to
So
find it out there.
yeah, so please just vote, run it up. As for me, kid, listen, I'm gonna keep it simple because it's a Monday night. Be cool how you be cool, man, and flow like water. What you got for the people?
Smile, man. It uses less muscles and you look better. You look younger, actually. So smile more. You know what I'm
Smile,
saying?
damn it. All right. So we appreciate everybody, man. We'll see y'all next week on on the Dee Rigga show. For everybody else, we'll see you guys on Wednesday when we do the health and wellness podcast with Arthur Sobers, yo. Love is love. We appreciate you. We out of here, yo. Peace.
Peace.